slightly large one for me, you know. I don't normally drink this size red wine, do I?
Episode 124 is almost ready to record.
Okay, we'll get you some more water later if you want it. Well, maybe he's got enough, I don't know.
Okay? Right.
Anita, could you stand by in the studio, please? Thanks very much.
Does that mean you let me marry her?
It means I'll let you ask her. And I wish you all the luck in the world.
Great, I'll go and tell Pauline.
Yeah, Mum! Shell!
Oh, Mum.
Isn't the camera supposed to be on me here now, Pete?
No, dear. No. No, it's on me, dear, here.
I think you said this sort of thing didn't go on in here.
Can you get out of that? That moving shot at the end.
Are you going to be able to get out of that when you want to? The camera was still on the move, I think.
Oh, yes.
Arthur just looking at Lofty. You may want them anyway.
Yes, all right. So we just take...
It was great. I loved the scene.
The only thing I'm missing is a white scarf.
I'll go to wardrobe.
Could you mention
Yeah, I'll mention it.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Okay, we move on, please, to the public part.
Staying tonight, I want to talk.
No.
We need to.
I don't.
Look, I don't want to have a row, but I'm getting well fed up with you going round to her every night. You're a git, and one of these days I'm going to knock that smirk right off your face.
And what are you going to do this time, eh? Another fake suicide? He is a shit. If I was a guy, I wouldn't drink at his pub, and if I was a woman, I wouldn't sleep with him, and that's... But the audience seem to like him. So that's all that counts, and they're the ones that count.
Do you mind the press stories?
No, because I think most people are aware that things sell newspapers, and EastEnders at the moment seems to sell newspapers because the fans want everything they can about this programme. The only thing that's basically true in newspapers is the price on the front. Take, for example, the story about how I danced for joy when my baby blissed by Dirty Den. I was in Sheffield and my wife was in Fulham, and I'm supposed to throw my arms around her. Well, I must have had the longest arms in the country, so I'm going to get in touch with the Guinness Book of Records and register.
It's true that you are going to become a father.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. I mean, I've been practising long enough.
What do you think about when they dredge up the really private things from the past?
Well, I think it's
the unpleasant things.
Well, I think it's marvellous that Julia Smith and Tony Holland have created a programme that can get consistently over 20 million viewers a week.
You're avoiding that answer, aren't you?
But she's very good, Julia Smith and Tony Holland.
And now you're creeping.
Yeah, I have to. I have to make sure I'm here next year. I need the money. I've got a mortgage. And I've got a baby on the way.
I know what Angie is like. I don't know what you're like.
Well, I'm quite down to earth. I like a challenge. I'm quite single-minded. I'm very lucky. I've got a brilliant home life. My parents and family have been behind me the whole way. I've been allowed to make a lot of decisions for myself. I love my job. And I love my life at the moment.
Do you want to get married?
No. Are you proposing? No. I can't foresee that happening. I suppose I've considered it along the way quite a few times. But,
And many times.
Well, we won't go into that, but enough. But it never seemed right. And there always seemed to be lots of other things I had to do.
I expect you know that a few months ago I asked Michelle to marry me, and she said no. Well, a couple of weeks back...
I asked him.
I asked her again, and she said yes. This is the happiest day of my life,
90,
really.
4 next.
Michelle's the most lovely, the most beautiful person I've ever known. And she's also the wisest girl I've ever known. I don't mean just the sort of stuff that you learn, you know, in school and that. I mean, Well, the kind of thing that you can't learn there. What's going to make her such a terrific mum? In about 3 weeks' time, our baby's going to be born, and I'm going to be the proudest father in Albert Square. And I've tried. Tried.
Okay, stop it.
If he talks to her a little bit more instead of at her, it'll be smashing.
I think we want...
Yeah, I agree with you.
Can you get tough with them if you think they're...
Extremely. Yes. One has to be. They have to know, it's like a child. Actors are wonderful people, but part of what's in an actor's makeup is a childlike quality. That's why we all enjoy doing the jobs we're doing.
Okay, right.
Bill keeps knocking me off my mark.
Well, it's rivalry. All right.
She can't see it.
You've written some lovely stuff in the show.
That's quite nice. The two-shot, keep it on the two-shot.
I like the idea of the close-up better.
All right. All right, we'll take 109 as a close-up of Pauline then.
She is apt to count them, Peter.
No, that's okay. Fine.
So, pick up shot 163. Sorry, can you tell me, what line are we starting with?
I know, Lofty, I know.
It's very lonely. I mean, there are times when I sort of sit and think, oh God, if there was only somebody I could talk to. You know, at times you long to go and let your hair down or do things. You know, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But one has, I don't know, I'm there to encourage, I'm there to discipline, I'm there to bully, and I'm there to provide the energy. Because one thing I'm very conscious of is that they're all very tired. Everybody that works on the program's on a colossal schedule. So what one tries to do is to watch when things are flagging and then come down and rally the troops. That worked.
Good. Thank you, Julia.
Is he sure we can afford
Now, my dear, I know.
Oh, booming.
Got the boom in.
Nepotism. Rowley.
Yes.
Your dog.
No, the BBC's dog.
It's not your
Mine.
dog.
He lives with me, he boards with me, but he's a BBC's dog. He was bought for the programme by the BBC.
Can't believe anything you read in the papers, can you?
Uh-huh.
What's the worst thing that's happened in all this success?
Having absolutely no life outside EastEnders.
But you enjoy EastEnders.
Yes. So it's not too bad.
What would life be like without it?
Some other programme.
Thank you very much indeed, everybody. You've done a super day's work. I'm terribly grateful. Thank you very much.